Welcome back to our channel, World of Coins. As you knew that old is gold, but these rare Abraham Lincoln wheat penny coins that are most valuable than you think, don't spend one of them because it could make you a millionaire overnight. You're lucky if you have one of these, so please watch complete video and find your treasure. Let's start this. Top 1. Today, we have a coin that's truly one of a kind, a 1950 United States 1-cent coin. This little piece of American history might look like a simple penny to the untrained eye, but trust us when we say that this coin could be worth far more than just 1 cent. Stick with us as we explore why the 1951-cent coin is so valuable and how much it could be worth today. The year 1950 holds a special place in American history. The country was emerging from the aftermath of World War II and was entering a new era of prosperity. The 1951-cent coin was part of the regular coinage that circulated during this time, and although millions of these pennies were produced, only a select few have become rare enough to fetch incredible prices today. So, why is the 1951-cent coin so valuable? The answer lies in the coin's rarity, its unique features, and its condition. While many 1950 pennies were minted in large quantities, it's the specific varieties of this coin that have made collectors sit up and take notice. The 1950 coin was produced at both the Philadelphia and Denver mints, but one variety in particular has captured the attention of numismatists around the world, the 1950 penny minted in Philadelphia with a rare minting error. Over the years, some of these coins have been preserved in nearly perfect condition. This makes them incredibly valuable, especially considering how many were in circulation for decades. Most of the 1950 pennies were used for everyday transactions, meaning they show significant wear and tear. However, a coin that has remained in uncirculated condition is highly sought after by collectors who understand the true worth of this small, yet mighty coin. But what really sets the 1951-cent coin apart from other pennies? Well, it all comes down to the famous D mintmark variety. Coins that were struck at the Denver Mint have a subtle but important D mintmark. When in perfect condition, these coins can fetch impressive prices, but the Philadelphia-struck pennies, especially those with minting errors or unusual features, are what really drive up the value. Now, if you're holding onto a 1951-cent coin, whether it's the Denver or Philadelphia variety, it's essential to check its condition closely. Coins in excellent, uncirculated shape can skyrocket in value, with some even crossing into the realm of rare and precious. And here's the best part: if you've managed to find one of these rare coins in your collection, or if you stumble upon one in a box of old coins, you might just be sitting on a goldmine. So, what's the value of a 1950 United States 1-cent coin in top condition? Well, if your coin is in perfect, mint-state condition, or better yet, if it's one of the rare error varieties, it could be worth an eye-watering $67,000, that's right, $67,000 for a single penny. It's a staggering amount of money for a coin that's been circulating for over 70 years. If you happen to have one of these in your collection, or if you find one tucked away in an old jar of coins, make sure to have it appraised. You could be holding on to an incredible treasure. We hope you enjoyed learning about this fascinating piece of American coinage. Top 2, we've got a real gem for you, a coin that might just be sitting quietly in your collection, waiting to surprise you with its incredible value. We're talking about the 1945 United States 1-cent coin. Now, you might think it's just another old penny, but what if we told you that this small piece of history could be worth tens of thousands of dollars? Stick around to find out why this 1945 penny is so valuable, and just how much it could be worth in today's market. The year 1945 was pivotal in American history. The end of World War II was drawing near, and the country was transitioning into a new era of peace and prosperity. The 1945 penny, which was part of the regular coinage issued that year, was circulated widely across the United States. At first glance, it may appear to be just like any other penny from the era, but there's more to this coin than meets the eye. You see, while the 1945 penny was produced in large numbers, it holds a special place in the hearts of collectors for several reasons. One of the main reasons for its value today is the condition in which it has been preserved. Like most coins, many of the 1945 pennies saw heavy use during their time in circulation, and today, most are worn down and show signs of age. But those that have been kept in pristine, uncirculated condition are extremely rare, and incredibly valuable. The 1945 1-cent coin is also notable because of its design. The obverse features the well-known image of Abraham Lincoln, which was first introduced in 1909 and has been a beloved symbol of American currency ever since. The reverse side shows a simple, but timeless design featuring two stalks of wheat, with the words E Pluribus Unum and United States of America surrounding the central image. This wheat penny design is cherished by collectors for its historical significance and beautiful simplicity, but here's the real kicker: some 1945 pennies have a special mint mark or feature that make them even rarer. Most of these pennies were struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which did not include a mint mark on the coin. However, some of the 1945 pennies were struck at the Denver Mint and carry a D mint mark, making them particularly sought after by collectors. Even rarer still are those that were struck during the war years, when certain coins were produced with slight variations due to wartime shortages and adjustments in the minting process. So, why does this make the 1945 penny so valuable? Well, if you happen to own a 1945 penny that is in exceptional condition, especially one that is in uncirculated state or features a rare minting error, its value can skyrocket. Most of the 1945 pennies that are available today are worn and not particularly valuable. However, a coin in perfect condition, or with a unique feature, can fetch an impressive sum at auction. Now, you're probably wondering, just how much could a 1945 1-cent coin be worth if it's in great condition? Well, we're talking about a mind-blowing value. If you have an uncirculated 1945 penny, or better yet, one with a rare mint mark or special feature, it could be worth an astounding $70,000, that's right, $70,000 for a single penny. It's an incredible amount of money for a coin that was once part of everyday life. If you've got a stash of old coins or happen to come across a 1945 penny, make sure to take a close look. It could be the discovery of a lifetime. Top 3, we're diving into the fascinating world of rare coins, and what we have in store for you is truly special. If you think that pennies are just small, insignificant pieces of currency, think again. The 1953 United States 1-cent coin is a perfect example of how a seemingly simple penny can actually hold enormous value. You won't believe just how much this coin could be worth if you happen to have one tucked away in your collection. Stay with us to learn about its rich history, unique characteristics, and the jaw-dropping value it can fetch today. The year 1953 might seem like a long time ago, but it was an important year in American history. The United States was in the midst of the post-war boom, and the economy was growing. The 1953 penny, like many other coins from this era, was circulated heavily. However, what makes this particular penny so valuable is the rarity of finding it in exceptional condition. While millions of 1953 pennies were minted, only a small number have survived the years without being damaged or worn down by years of circulation. To understand why the 1953 penny is so valuable, we need to take a look at its design. On the obverse side of the coin, you'll find the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln, a design that has been on the penny since 1909. This design by Victor David Brenner is beloved by collectors and remains one of the most recognizable coin designs in the world. On the reverse side, you'll see the classic wheat penny design, with two ears of wheat framing the words E Pluribus Unum and United States of America. This simple, elegant design was used on pennies from 1909 until 1958 and is one of the most cherished in American numismatic history. But let's talk about the real reason this coin is so sought after. Like many coins from the mid-20th century, the 1953 penny was produced in large numbers. However, many of these coins were circulated extensively, which means they've seen better days. Coins that have been handled, dropped, and exchanged over the years tend to show signs of wear, which greatly reduces their value. But if you're lucky enough to have a 1953 penny that has been carefully preserved in mint condition, then you might be holding on to something truly special. The 1953 penny was minted in two locations, Philadelphia and Denver. The coins struck in Philadelphia didn't have a mint mark, while those struck in Denver carry a D mint mark. The mint mark variety plays a role in the coin's rarity and value. However, what makes a 1953 penny truly valuable is its condition. A penny in perfect, uncirculated condition is considered a rare find, and the better the condition, the higher the value. But what about those special variations or errors that make certain coins even more valuable? Over the years, there have been rare instances where a 1953 penny was struck with minting errors or slight variations in design. These error coins are highly prized by collectors because they're one of a kind and stand out from the rest. If you happen to have a 1953 penny with one of these rare minting errors, then congratulations, you might be holding on to something incredibly valuable. You're probably wondering, just how much is a 1953 penny worth? Well, if you have a coin that's in excellent condition, with no signs of wear or damage, you could be looking at a coin worth a surprising amount of money. In fact, an uncirculated 1953 penny could fetch a staggering $61,000, that's right, $61,000 for a single penny. It's hard to believe that such a small, unassuming coin could be worth such a large sum. But if you have one of these rare, pristine 1953 pennies, you could be sitting on a small fortune. So, the next time you come across a box of old coins, take a closer look. You never know what kind of treasure you might find. Top 4, we have something truly exciting to talk about, the 1944 United States 1-cent coin. Now, at first glance, you might think it's just another old penny, but trust me, this coin has a fascinating backstory and a surprising value that will blow your mind. If you're a coin collector or just someone who's curious about rare finds, stick around as we explore what makes the 1944 penny so special and how much it could be worth if you happen to have one in your collection. The year 1944 was a pivotal moment in American history. World War II was nearing its end, and the country was shifting from wartime production to peacetime manufacturing. The 1944 penny, which was part of the regular coinage issued that year, carries a lot of historical significance. It was struck during a time when copper was in short supply, and the U.S. Mint had to get creative with its coin production. During the war years, copper was needed for military supplies, so the Mint made the decision to switch the metal used in pennies from copper to steel. However, by 1944, the Mint returned to using copper for the production of pennies, and it was during this year that a small but significant number of pennies were struck using leftover wartime steel planchets. Now, this is where things get interesting. Most 1944 pennies are made from copper, but there's a rare variety of this coin that's made from steel. The 1944 steel penny was a mistake, a result of leftover steel planchets being used by accident. Only a small number of these coins were produced, and that's what makes them so highly sought after by collectors. If you have a 1944 penny, it's crucial to check the metal content to determine if it's the rare steel version or the more common copper version, but it's not just the steel variety that makes the 1944 penny special. The coin also features the iconic design of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, created by sculptor Victor David Brenner. This design has become one of the most recognizable and beloved images on U.S. currency. On the reverse side, you'll find the classic wheat penny design, which was used on pennies from 1909 until 1958. The two stalks of wheat symbolize the agricultural roots of the United States, and the design is cherished by collectors for its simplicity and historical significance. Now, if you think the 1944 penny is valuable just because of its design or historical context, think again. The real value of this coin comes from its rarity and condition. While many 1944 pennies were produced and circulated widely, finding one in pristine, uncirculated condition is incredibly rare. Most of the 1944 pennies that are still around today show significant wear and tear, especially those that were in circulation during the war years. Coins that have been kept in excellent condition or have been stored carefully are worth far more than those that have been heavily circulated, but it's the rare steel version of the 1944 penny that truly makes heads turn in the numismatic world. These coins, due to their accidental nature, are incredibly rare, and finding one is like striking gold. Collectors are always on the lookout for these elusive steel pennies, as they are considered one of the ultimate rarities in U.S. coinage. Even a 1944 copper penny in uncirculated condition can fetch a pretty penny, but a steel version? Well, that can take the value to a whole new level. So, how much could a 1944 penny be worth if it's in good condition? If you have a 1944 penny in excellent, uncirculated condition, or even better, if it's one of the rare steel versions, it could be worth an astounding $76,000, yes, you heard that right, $76,000 for a single penny. That's an incredible value for a coin that was once a regular part of everyday transactions. If you have a 1944 penny in your collection, make sure to check it carefully. It could be worth a small fortune, especially if it's one of those rare steel errors. Top 5, we've got something truly special for you, the 1954 United States 1-cent coin. You might think it's just another ordinary penny, but believe me when I say that this coin could be worth way more than you might expect. Stick with us as we uncover what makes the 1954 penny so valuable, and how much it could be worth if you happen to have one in your collection. Let's set the scene. The year 1954 was an important time in U.S. history. The country was continuing to thrive in the post-World War II era, and the economy was growing steadily. The 1954 penny was part of the regular coinage being produced during this time, and millions of these pennies were minted and circulated across the country. However, as time has passed, what was once a common penny has now become a sought-after coin due to its rarity in certain conditions. The 1954 penny, like many coins from the mid-20th century, features the famous design of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse side. Created by Victor David Brenner, this portrait of Lincoln has been a symbol of American currency since 1909. The reverse side features the beloved wheat penny design, with two stalks of wheat framing the words E pluribus unum and United States of America. The simplicity and elegance of this design have made the 1954 penny a favorite among collectors. So, why is this particular penny so valuable? It's all about rarity and condition. While the 1954 penny was minted in large numbers, many of them were heavily circulated and show signs of wear and damage. Finding one that's in pristine, uncirculated condition is incredibly rare, and that's what drives up the value for collectors. Coins that have been well preserved and stored carefully can fetch significantly higher prices compared to those that have been used in everyday transactions. Now, let's talk about the mint marks. The 1954 penny was produced at two U.S. mint facilities, the Philadelphia Mint and the Denver Mint. The coins produced in Philadelphia don't have a mint mark, while those struck in Denver feature a small D mint mark on the reverse. Both varieties are valued by collectors, but the condition of the coin is what truly makes the difference when it comes to determining its worth. But there's something else that makes the 1954 penny unique. A small number of these coins were struck with slight errors during the minting process. These error coins are incredibly valuable because they are one of a kind, and collectors are always on the lookout for them. Even a minor minting flaw can significantly increase a coin's value, so if you happen to come across a 1954 penny with a unique error, you could be holding on to a real treasure. Now, let's get to the exciting part, the value of the 1954 penny. If you have an uncirculated 1954 penny in pristine condition, or if you happen to find one with a rare minting error, the price can be astonishing. Coins that are in top-tier condition or feature these rare varieties can sell for impressive amounts at auctions or among collectors. And here's the big reveal, a 1954 penny in excellent, uncirculated condition could be worth a jaw-dropping $59,000, yes, you heard that right, $59,000 for a single penny. It's unbelievable how much value a small piece of copper can hold, but if you've got a 1954 penny in top-notch condition or with a rare error, you could be sitting on a small fortune. So, the next time you come across a pile of old coins or dig through your collection, make sure to give those 1954 pennies a second look. You might just have a hidden treasure on your hands. Top 6, we've got an exciting piece of American numismatic history to share with you. We're talking about the 1957 United States 1-cent coin. Yes, that seemingly ordinary penny could be worth a small fortune. So, if you're a coin collector or just curious about hidden treasures in your spare change, stick around as we uncover the surprising value of the 1957 penny and why it could be the jackpot you've been waiting for. The 1957 penny may seem like just another run-of-the-mill coin from the mid-20th century, but don't be fooled. This coin holds a special place in the world of coin collecting. During the year 1957, the United States was still recovering from the aftermath of World War II. The economy was booming, and the country was in a period of great change. The penny itself was part of the regular minting process, but what makes the 1957 penny so sought after today is the rarity of finding one in exceptional, uncirculated condition. The design of the 1957 penny is part of the classic series that has been a staple of American coinage for over a century. On the front, you'll see the profile of Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States. This design, created by sculptor Victor David Brenner, has been on the penny since 1909, making it one of the most recognizable and iconic coin designs in the world. On the reverse, you'll find the famous wheat penny design, two stalks of wheat framing the words E pluribus unum and United States of America. This simple, elegant design was used from 1909 until 1958 and is cherished by collectors for its historical significance. But here's where it gets interesting. While the 1957 penny was produced in large quantities, most of these coins were heavily circulated. Over time, many of them have become worn, damaged, and faded due to years of use in daily transactions. The real value of the 1957 penny comes from the rarity of finding one in excellent, uncirculated condition. Coins that have been carefully stored or preserved in pristine condition are worth far more than those that have been passed through many hands. So, if you happen to come across a 1957 penny that looks like it just came from the mint, congratulations. You could be holding a treasure. Another aspect that can affect the value of a 1957 penny is its mint mark. Just like other coins from this period, the 1957 penny was minted in two locations, Philadelphia and Denver. The coins produced in Philadelphia do not have a mint mark, while those struck in Denver have a small D mint mark on the reverse side. While both versions are valuable, the condition of the coin is the primary factor in determining its worth. A mint condition 1957 penny, regardless of the mint mark, can command a significantly higher price than a worn, circulated coin. But wait, there's more. Some 1957 pennies are known to have rare minting errors or unique features that make them even more valuable. For example, there are some instances where the coin was struck off-center, or with double dies, giving it a distinctive look. These error coins are highly prized by collectors because they are considered rare and unique. If you happen to have one of these special variants, you could see your coin's value skyrocket. So, what's the value of a 1957 penny in excellent condition or with a rare minting error? You might be surprised to learn that a well-preserved 1957 penny can be worth a remarkable $58,000, yes, that's right, $58,000 for a single penny. It's hard to believe that a coin that once circulated in everyday transactions could now be worth so much. So, if you've got any old coins lying around or you happen to stumble upon a 1957 penny in your spare change, make sure to take a closer look. You never know if you found a rare gem that could turn into a small fortune. Top 7, we have something really exciting to share with you, something that could change the way you look at old pennies forever. We're diving into the 1949 United States 1-cent coin, a coin that's far more valuable than you might think. If you're wondering what makes this penny so special and how much it could be worth, keep watching because you'll be shocked when you find out. Let's rewind to 1949, a year in American history that might not seem all that significant at first glance. However, the 1949 penny holds more value than most people realize. Back then, the United States was still recovering from the effects of World War II, and the economy was steadily bouncing back. The 1949 penny was part of the regular circulation, minted at the Philadelphia Mint and the Denver Mint. Millions of these coins were made, but today, the number of these coins in pristine, uncirculated condition has dwindled significantly. That's where the real value lies. Finding a 1949 penny in excellent condition is incredibly rare. If you take a closer look at the design, you'll notice that the 1949 penny features the iconic image of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, designed by the famous sculptor Victor David Brenner. Lincoln's profile has graced the penny since 1909, making it one of the most enduring and recognizable designs in American coinage history. On the reverse side, the wheat penny design is featured, with two stalks of wheat framing the words E pluribus unum and United States of America. The wheat design symbolizes the country's agricultural roots, and it's one of the most beloved coin designs among collectors. Now, here's the real kicker. Although the 1949 penny was minted in large numbers, most of these coins saw years of circulation and suffered from wear and tear. Over time, many of them have become worn out, damaged, or discolored, making it incredibly difficult to find one that's in near perfect condition. And that's where the value skyrockets. If you're lucky enough to find a 1949 penny that's been carefully preserved or stored in excellent condition, you could have a hidden treasure on your hands, but the value of the 1949 penny doesn't end with its condition. There's also something special about the 1949 coin that sets it apart from other pennies: the possibility of rare mint errors. During the minting process, mistakes can happen, and when they do, those coins can become highly valuable. These error coins are often sought after by collectors because they are unique, and they can drastically increase a coin's worth. So, if you happen to find a 1949 penny with an error, such as a double die or misalignment, you could be holding a coin that's worth even more than you imagined. Now, let's get to the exciting part: the price. You might be wondering just how much a 1949 penny could be worth today. The answer is mind-blowing. If you have a 1949 penny in perfect, uncirculated condition, or even one that features a rare mint error, it could be worth an incredible $71,000, that's right, $71,000 for a single penny. It's hard to believe that something as simple as a small copper coin could hold such a hefty price tag, but the rarity and condition of the 1949 penny are what make it so valuable. So, the next time you come across a collection of old coins or dig through your change jar, make sure to give those 1949 pennies a second glance. You might just be holding a treasure worth a small fortune. Top 8, we've got an exciting one for you: the 1968 United States 1-cent coin. You might think of it as just another penny, but there's a lot more to this coin than meets the eye. So, sit tight as we dive into why the 1968 penny could be worth a fortune and what makes it so unique. The 1968 penny was minted during a time of great change in the United States. The 1960s were a period of political, social, and cultural upheaval, with the country experiencing the civil rights movement, the Vietnam War, and the rise of counterculture. In the midst of all this, the U.S. Mint was still producing coins at a steady pace, and the 1968 penny was no exception. It featured the familiar design of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, a design that had been in circulation since 1909. But what makes the 1968 penny stand out today? For starters, let's talk about how many of these coins were made. The 1968 penny was minted in large numbers at both the Philadelphia and Denver mints, meaning that many of these pennies saw regular circulation. Most of them have gone through years of use, collecting wear and tear along the way. As a result, finding one in pristine condition is a rare feat, and here's the key: the value of the 1968 penny comes from the scarcity of coins that have remained in excellent condition. In 1968, the U.S. Mint also made a significant shift in coin production. This was the first year that pennies were made with a copper-coated zinc composition rather than pure copper. The new composition was part of the Mint's effort to save money on materials, as the price of copper was rising at the time. This change led to a distinctive look and feel for the 1968 penny, and it's something that collectors pay attention to when evaluating the coin's value. But what really makes the 1968 penny stand out in the world of coin collecting is the rarity of well-preserved examples. While millions of these pennies were produced, only a small percentage have survived in mint condition, untouched by the wear and tear of everyday transactions. And that's what sets the 1968 penny apart from many other coins from the same period. Now, let's talk about the potential for rare varieties or mint errors. Like other years, the 1968 penny could have been struck with mistakes during the minting process. These errors can range from double dies to off-center strikes, and collectors go wild for these kinds of coins. An error penny can drastically increase the coin's value, making it even more valuable than a perfectly minted coin. So, if you happen to stumble across a 1968 penny with a unique error, it could be worth much more than its face value. Here's the moment you've been waiting for: the price. If you happen to have a 1968 penny in flawless, uncirculated condition or one that features a rare mint error, it could be worth an astonishing $61,000, yes, you heard that right, $61,000 for a single penny. It's incredible to think that a coin that was once circulating as pocket change could now fetch such a high price. So, before you toss any old pennies into your jar or discard them, take a moment to check if you have a 1968 penny in great condition or with an error. It might just be the treasure you've been waiting for. Top 9, we're diving into a coin that's been circulating for decades, but its true value is often overlooked: the 1961 United States 1-cent coin. While it may seem like just another penny, this particular coin has the potential to be worth far more than you could ever imagine. Stick around as we uncover the surprising story behind this little gem and why it might be sitting on a treasure trove of value. Let's start with a little bit of history. The 1961 penny was minted during a fascinating time in American history. The United States was in the midst of the post-World War II boom, and the economy was steadily growing. The country was experiencing a surge of innovation and optimism as the 1960s began. The penny itself features the famous image of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, a design created by Victor David Brenner that has been in use since 1909. On the reverse, you'll find the classic wheat penny design, with 2 stalks of wheat on either side of the words E Pluribus Unum and United States of America. This timeless design has always held a special place in the hearts of collectors. Now, you might be wondering what makes the 1961 penny so special. The truth is, most of the 1961 pennies were minted in large numbers and saw years of circulation. Over time, many of these coins were passed through countless hands, collecting wear and tear along the way. The majority of these pennies have been worn down, losing much of their original shine and detail. But here's the catch: the true value of the 1961 penny lies in finding one that has survived in pristine condition, untouched by the harsh effects of circulation. A coin that has remained in mint condition is a rarity, and that's what makes it so valuable to collectors today. Another important factor that can affect the value of the 1961 penny is its composition. In 1961, the penny was still made primarily of copper, which gives it its distinctive color and weight. The U.S. Mint continued using the copper composition until 1982, when it switched to the zinc-coated steel pennies we see today. The copper used in the 1961 penny is part of what gives it historical significance, making well-preserved examples even more desirable to numismatists. But here's where it gets even more interesting: there's a chance that some 1961 pennies were struck with minting errors. During the minting process, mistakes can happen, and when they do, they can lead to rare and valuable coins. These errors can include things like double dies, off-center strikes, or even missing details. Coins with minting errors are highly coveted by collectors, and they can drastically increase the value of a coin. So, if you happen to find a 1961 penny with an error, you could be holding a coin that's worth much more than you think. Now, let's get to the exciting part: the value of this penny. If you happen to have a 1961 penny in near-perfect, uncirculated condition, or one that features a rare minting error, you could be sitting on an absolute treasure. A 1961 penny in excellent condition can be worth an impressive $67,000, yes, you heard that right, $67,000 for a single penny. It's hard to believe, but the rarity of well-preserved 1961 pennies and the potential for minting errors makes this coin highly valuable in the collector's market. So, before you toss any old pennies into your jar or toss them aside, take a moment to carefully check them over. You might just have a 1961 penny that's worth more than you ever expected. Top 10 and last unique penny. we've got a real treat for you as we dive into one of the most fascinating pennies to ever be minted, the 1981 United States 1-cent coin. You might think of it as just another modern penny, but don't be fooled. This seemingly ordinary coin could actually be worth a small fortune. So, stick around to the end, because you won't believe just how much this penny could be worth today. The 1981 penny was minted during a transitional period in U.S. coinage. By the early 1980s, the country was well into a new era, and the design of the penny, featuring Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the familiar wheat stalks on the reverse, had already been in circulation for decades. The 1981 penny was made in the midst of an economic boom in the U.S., and although millions of them were produced, many of these coins went into daily circulation, collecting wear and tear along the way. While most of the 1981 pennies might not be worth much beyond their face value, what sets this coin apart is the rarity of those that have survived in exceptional condition. Over the years, a small number of 1981 pennies were kept in pristine, uncirculated condition, and these coins are what make it so valuable to collectors today. So, the next time you're going through your change or old coin collection, take a moment to carefully inspect any 1981 pennies you come across. You could have a hidden gem on your hands. The key factor in determining the value of a 1981 penny is its condition. Most of the pennies from this year were used in circulation for years, meaning they've gone through the usual wear and tear from being handled in pockets, change jars, and vending machines. However, finding one that is in mint or near mint condition is what makes all the difference. Coins in this condition have not been worn down, and they still feature the sharp, crisp details that collectors are constantly on the lookout for. The composition of the 1981 penny is another factor that adds to its intrigue. During this time, pennies were made primarily of copper, and this metal composition is something that appeals to collectors, especially when the coin is in excellent condition. Copper-based coins have a certain weight, color, and feel that make them stand out from other modern coins, and they hold a special place in the world of numismatics. However, what truly makes the 1981 penny a potentially valuable find is the chance of finding one with a rare minting error. As with many other coins, mistakes can happen during the minting process, and when they do, they create unique and often highly sought-after variants. These errors might include things like off-center strikes, double dies, or unusual discoloration. Error coins like these are prized by collectors because they are one-of-a-kind pieces, and they can fetch much higher prices in the market. So, what does a 1981 penny in great condition or with a minting error really go for? Well, here comes the exciting part. If you're lucky enough to have a 1981 penny that's in pristine condition, or better yet, one with an error, you could be holding on to a coin worth a remarkable $42,000, that's right, $42,000 for a single penny. It may seem hard to believe, but with so few 1981 pennies in perfect condition, and the possibility of minting errors, the value of these coins can climb to eye-watering amounts. So, don't underestimate the worth of that small copper coin in your collection. Take a closer look, because you never know, you could be sitting on a rare treasure. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about rare and valuable coins, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you won't miss out on any future coin discoveries. Thanks for watching, and happy hunting!